February 3rd, 2022, the world was subjected to the Proud Family Ladder and Prouder, which is a reboot of the original Proud Family show from the early 2000s. Despite the fact that literally nobody outside of psych wards and criminals were asking for the show to come back, Disney did it anyway, and now we're stuck with two miserable fucking seasons of Ladder and Prouder, which is a really fucking stupid name, by the way. It sounds like they came up with it after listening to one of those gangsta hippity hop songs. Anyway, putting that buffoonery aside, the Proud Family recently came up with a horrible new episode called Juneteenth, which is named after the holiday that nobody outside of KFC customers give a shit about. I mean, sure, slavery was bad, but nobody ever wants to talk about the fact that modern day slavery is so much worse than some people getting free housing and food in return for picking some cotton in the fields. This Juneteenth episode has some genuinely disgusting political messaging, and I would be remiss as a white man if I didn't give my unwarranted opinion on this cartoon, which is obviously a major factor in the destruction of the Western world. Hi, I'm the PNG Tuber, and today we're going to be breaking down the worst episode in the Proud Family Ladder and Prouder, and why the show should be taken off the air immediately. I mean, it's not like anybody is watching it outside of that one clip, but still. Okay, so the episode begins with our heroes in jail. And you know what? I shouldn't be calling them heroes. Because what kind of heroes end up in jail in the first fucking second of the episode? What the fuck was y'all dipshits doing? Yelling about justice in a jail cell. This is justice! You hoodlums were out causing a ruckus and he got thrown in jail. Probably not for the first time. And another thing, look at the police officer in the background. Of course he has to be white, so that they can push the message of the white man oppressing the black man. When in reality, the main things keeping all these niggas down and out are all the food stamps, EBT, welfare, child support, social security benefits that the government keeps handing out to them like crack. The messaging here is just really problematic. Painting all police officers as white completely invalidates the multiracial officers that protect our communities and always use appropriate amounts of force in every situation. It's not like I've ever seen two cops give each other a blowjob in a public parking lot. No, not at all. Also, look at this fucking animation. This makes me want to drive off a fucking cliff like a self-driving Tesla. These characters look like rejects from Tunnel Drama Island. This show literally looks worse than the Boondocks, which I didn't even know was possible. You know, I'm starting to notice a trend when it comes to bad character designs and black animators. I know that the woke mob, social justice, SJW warriors are going to come after me for this, but I think that we need to start having a serious conversation about who should be allowed to make TV shows. Oh my god, this seems like it's so fucking bad. I can feel myself literally evolving backwards. The hair on my back is turning silver. Okay, so we flash back to 1 week earlier and cut to some hoodlum playing his Nintendo Switch. Funny how these people are always complaining about never having any money, yet they go right out and spend their time and money on frivolous items. How about you stop rapping about moving bricks and calling shots and actually go out and do it? How about you get a real fucking job? Oh my god, there are two fucking dads on this show! Oh no! Oh no! I can't do this. I can't watch this part. I'm going to blow my fucking gasket. How the fuck did they even think of showing this shit to kids? They do not need to be exposed to this type of content. What the fuck ever happened to Disney? It's like they sold themselves out to the satanic Democrat agenda. Why can't they just make family-friendly content like me? Okay, moving on from that abominable scene, the episode then cuts to some school and some uninteresting shit happens until the teacher literally begins spouting critical race theory 1619 project bullshit about how white people are the spawn of Satan. Disney, how about you fuck out of here with that racist stance bullshit? White people have been oppressed and villainized for far too long, and now you're trying to raise up a whole generation of troglodytes into your devious Democrat debauchery. How could they just tell bone-faced lies to their audience like that? They must think that we're a bunch of low IQ simpletons with no better way to spend their time. And you know what really pisses me off? There's this annoying thing in the show where they start chittering and chattering, oh zang, when somebody does something crazy or lit or off the chain or worthy of a felony or something of that nature. And I'm like, Negro, did I tune into a live stream of the San Diego Zoo? How about you bastards start speaking English before I write in a complaint to the Federal Communications Commission about the crazy-ass woke content and to show this on a streaming service that I willingly pay $10 for every month? I bet you niggas ain't gonna say zang to that, will you? And let me just say, the music in the show is fucking horrendous. It just sounds like they walked into a fucking CBD shop and asked the first person they saw ripping a fat one to to lay down some tracks for them. I mean, who thought that this was acceptable? I didn't hear a single video game sound chip or anything that sounds like it came from a Pokemon game. I'm at the point to where if I hear anything with rapping, trapping, synthesizers, or 808s, I go into anaphylactic shock because I just can't handle that type of shit. Anyway, after we skip over some boring ass and abominable scenes, we get to this random girl trying to find information about slavery or whatever, and she can't find anything. Keep in mind, this is the same girl who has hallucinations of some random chick named Emily. This is really just proof that she needs to stop smoking weed. Anyway, the brother comes in and he starts looking up some shit on Wiz Ogle. Are you fucking serious? Wiz Ogle? Do these people just not want society to respect them? Because things get a lot weirder when they're literally transported inside the computer cyberspace, obsidian with bullshit or whatever the fuck they want to call it. How fucking lazy can you get? People cannot be transported into another dimension. That is so fucking unrealistic. Anyone who uses that trope needs to be hit with a damn switch. And speaking of outlandish premises, we then cut to a scene of these kids cleaning the park, which confuses me, because how are you jokers gonna complain about slavery and then willingly clean up a park? It's like, pick a side, nigga. You either want to be out in the fields or you don't. And then get this. They find a diary written by a slave and they go to a teacher who, get this, is named Brother Kawami. Wow. Disney isn't even trying to hide the liberal agenda to indoctrinate our kids with disgusting Democrat ideals. This is supposed to be a public school, not a fucking Kiwani cultural club. And then they have the audacity to say that the slave that wrote the diary and kept appearing in the show for no goddamn reason was an ancestor. And oh shit, that just made me angry. You know who an ancestor is? Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon. Those are ancestors. You know who wasn't an ancestor? Some lowly field worker who was illegally keeping a diary and learning how to read. You don't just get to call any old random joker an ancestor, okay? Let alone a criminal. Why are we allowing Disney to tell us that literal criminals are heroes and that true American patriots like Reagan and Nixon should be forgotten about in the annals of history? And putting all that aside, after they get done praising this criminal who illegally became literate, the teacher encourages students to riot and destroy public property. And if that wasn't bad enough, he says that he's going to call R. Kelly to cancel an event meant to celebrate the town's beloved hero. You cannot make this shit up. Disney is trying to desecrate American values, the American family, and American heroes. They are trying to indoctrinate their audience into a society where the liberal Democrat Party is your god, and there's no room for disagreement or you'll be sodomized 2 ways to Tuesday. I'm sick and tired of this Mickey Mouse bullshit. They are training our kids to become degenerate, disobedient activists mobilized in the name of the Democratic Party. But it gets worse. Get this shit. On the day of the ceremony, those meddling fucking kids come out and start protesting a perfectly peaceful and normal event. Like, who the fuck was hurting y'all niggas? Chill the fuck out. And then get this. The producers decided to defame the heroic and mentally stable police officers of America even more by having an entire fucking troop of SWAT officers come out of literally fucking nowhere to arrest these fucking kids. Which is not only completely unrealistic, but it's completely fucking stupid. And even if shit like this did happen, which if these parents raised their kids right, this wouldn't happen at all, these kids wouldn't go to jail. They'd have their asses thrown in juvie. Because how the fuck are you gonna be this old and throwing a goddamn tantrum whenever real life is more conservative than you wish it was? Because the main girl is like, why are you on riot gear? We don't see no riot here. Do you even understand how threatening you and your hoodlum friends look right now? I call that a fucking riot if I ever saw one. This is how the mainstream entertainment media tries to gaslight you. They tell you that you aren't seeing one thing, but bitch, I am blind. I can tell you exactly what's going on. Democrat demagogue messaging and treason of the highest order. They were indoctrinating our fucking kids into believing this bullshit, and we just sit by and let Disney fill their brains with messages of acceptance and cultural diversity. Bitch, I'd rather have you teach them how to cook meth or hide a dead fucking body. They better keep their grubby mitts away from the next generation, because they are going to be fucked up with the shit that these media companies are programming into them. And when all that bullshit is over, the comically cantankerous cops take these hoodlums to jail. And honestly, jail is probably too nice for them. But then they continue the programming of young minds and tell them that the audience to harass the government and literal president so that you can further Disney's activist agenda. And the stupid fucking doodle-ass decrepit dog shit episode ends with them renaming the town from Smithville after a beloved hero to Emilyville after a no-good criminal who did nothing but write a diary and haunt some random girl 150 years after she was dead for the sake of plot convenience. If this isn't proof that Disney is trying to destroy America, then I don't know what is. Anyway, with that said, the Proud Family Ladder and Prouder is probably the worst thing to ever happen to the black race. I can't imagine sitting by and letting Disney embarrass my people like that. But I guess some people are just built differently. Either way, I'm the PNG tuber calling 911 because I think I blew my throat out recording that and signing off. Bye!